Hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Mr. Beatsall here, back with another video in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. As always, you are tuning in and learning the principles of I Am More Than Enough. This is the program we were teaching throughout the school year, and we're continuing this learning through our virtual lessons. As always, our Mind More Than Enough focuses on three principles, which is love, respect, and gratitude, also known as thank you. And these are the core principles of the I Am More Than Enough principles based on the I Am More Than Enough book. And as always, we are going to continue to focus on those three key points as our lessons proceed and go through this process. Today we're going to do something a little interesting. And I want to pose a question to each of you. Have you ever looked through what you do every day of your life? No, seriously. I mean, you think about it. You're in a routine, right? Every day there's a series of things you do in the morning that is part of your life, part of your day. So let's just say a morning routine. What does a morning routine usually include? Well, for one, you wake up and you probably do your bathroom duties and breakfast, suppose. And then you probably, students, get ready to go to school. And then there's a schedule with school, whether it's math and English, and for some of you, I'm sure your favorite is lunch. It's included in there. Then maybe there's an activity. Then once you get home, maybe you have an activity or a sport or something. Then once you get home, then it's usually homework and dinner and, fill in the blanks of what goes on there. But here's an interesting question to pose and to really consider. Have you ever asked yourself, why do you do all of these things? Now, some of these things are pretty standard for a student and different things of that nature. But some of these things that you do throughout the day, have you ever asked yourself, why do I do this? Why do I get up? Why do I eat this? Why do I have this routine when I come home? Why, and why? And for today, that is what we are going to focus on. And this exercise, we're going to call it Why My Life. Or better yet, the whys of life. The whys of life. Why do you do what you do on a daily basis? And seriously, think about this. Why do you do what you do on a daily basis? And of course, this is somewhat of a standard list, but maybe on Mondays you do this, and Tuesdays you do this, and Wednesdays you do that. And that's what we are going to focus on today. So what I'd like everyone to do is, grab a journal. You can grab a composition book. You can grab a small journal with pages in it. Either way, I want you to get a small notebook. And what I want you to do is, for every day, starting on Monday, or whatever day you start, but it works better if you start this on a Monday. So on Monday, I want you to track everything you do in your life. From the time you wake up to the time it's time to go to bed. Every activity, every action, every move, every activity, everything you do in your life. For an entire, I want that documented in a notebook every day for an entire day. So you start that on Monday. I want you to do the same thing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and perhaps even Saturday. You can leave Sunday off. And I want you to go through a whole week of documenting everything you do. Everything you do. All the way down to even what you eat. We don't need to go so far as to what clothes you put on, but down to what you eat, what you do, where you visit, where you travel to, what you studied, everything. I want you to go through and I want you to identify everything you do for a week. And I want you to go through all of that and go Monday through Saturday. And on Sunday, so let's use Sunday as that day. On Sunday, I want you to go through and I want you to look at each one of those activities. I want you to look at all the homework you did. I want you to look at what you eat or whatever. And what I want you to do is I want you to look at this very closely and ask the question why. And you might say, well, Mr. Vital, why would you want to ask why? Here's the reason why. When you ask the why, you can identify if that what you are doing is really a benefit to your life. So when you have everything laid out and you're going through all these different activities or whatever, when you can identify the why, then now you can say, is this benefit good for my daily life, or is this not so good? And maybe it's something where you can look to alter that. Maybe you can look to try something different. You might say, on this day when I go to this location, maybe when I go to this activity, it's not something that I feel so good about anymore. Maybe it doesn't make me feel happy to do this anymore. Maybe it's not benefiting me in enough ways for me to continue to do this. And so what this does is this helps you identify what is really working in your life. What is going to progress you to the goals and the aims that you have in your life. And this can start all the way down from the kid level. Maybe the order at which you do your homework is no longer beneficial to you. Maybe eating candy after a certain amount of time is not beneficial to you. Maybe playing a particular sport, doing a particular activity, maybe no longer the love for doing that is no longer there. So when you identify Monday through Saturday, what you do with your life, what you do with each and every day, it will help you understand and give you a better understanding of what is really going to be a very great and beneficial thing for your life. What's going to progress you forward and helping you become a better person? What's going to progress you forward in being a better student athlete, a better parent, a better teacher, a better administrator, all of those different things. So you want to understand the whys of your life. Understand the whys of your life. Why am I doing this? Continue to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And take true inventory of each of these things that you are engaged in. So get started on that, the whys of life. Go ahead and get started on that. When we come back, we will come back to our Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County mailbag question for the day. All right, and we are back. Thank you once again for tuning in. Hopefully you've gotten started and completed the whys of life. Obviously, it's going to be an ongoing thing. We'll check back here in a week. Remember, you want to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And understanding from the time you wake up to the time you lay down and go to bed, why do you do the different things in your life? So now, as we're moving on, the Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County mailbag question for today comes from Darlene Mack from the corporate office with the Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County. And she said, from a gratitude standpoint, who do I appreciate? And Darlene, thank you for that question. It's interesting. We're talking about the whys of life. And who do I appreciate? I appreciate my family. And they are a huge part of the whys of why I do what I do. So one of the people I appreciate, obviously, is my father, my mother, my two brothers. Actually, I have more brothers than that when you look at all the young boys my parents took in. My sister, niece and nephew, brother-in-law, and a number of life coaches, mentors, and different people who have supported me, pastors and different things of that nature. So I appreciate all the people who have contributed to who I am and who I've become. And in addition to that, I also appreciate the Boys and Girls Club giving me the opportunity to be able to share the I Am More Than Enough principles with each and every one of those elementary school all the way up to middle school students. It's quite a blessing to be able to share principles, to be able to share insight, to be able to share wisdom and experience with the generation behind me. So when you ask what do I appreciate opportunities, I appreciate creation, I appreciate family, and probably most of all, I appreciate the opportunity to live out life and give a piece of the ups and downs to the generation behind me. A lot of people say, you know, what moves Mr. Vital to do what he does? I'm driven by the idea of becoming the man, becoming the teacher, becoming the vessel of who I needed when I was 17 years old. And so that is one of the beautiful things I appreciate. I appreciate opportunity, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you, Darlene, for that question. And if you want to join Darlene and our Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County mailbag, be sure and send your questions in to info@ahmadvital.com. That is info@ahmadvital.com. Look forward to seeing you in the mailbag here soon. But thank you always for tuning in. Keep showing up on the field of life, and we will see you back here soon enough. Thank you much.